Hey everybody, welcome to Vintage Pokemon 100 Brothers, and today I'm going to show you what are the good Pokemon to get to look for to get base set. So yeah, I imagine a lot of you guys might be new to the Pokemon hobby, and if you're not and you've collected vintage Pokemon cards, this might not be the video for you because this is a very basic look at what are the good cards in base set. So alright, let's start off. Boom, right here we have something to go over. So what people are looking for in base set a lot of the time is the Charizard. We all know that, right? First edition Charizard, that first edition stamp that you'll see on these two right here. Those are the biggest things that you want to look for. So if you're looking at your collection, you're looking at somebody else's collection, what you want to see is that first edition stamp. Okay, right there. And to know if something is an English first edition or if it's fake, you want to see that it's shadowless. Shadowless means there is no shadow on the border right here. So if you see this card, there's no shadow, whereas in here, see that black line right there? And see if you look at the 40 HP, see how it's a lot thinner up here than it is right there. The shadowless cards all have that. So that's a good card. If you're going through your collection and you see first editions, all right, hold on to those, make sure they're in good condition, and those are good cards. The other thing, especially in base set that you want to look for, are the holographic cards. So in the original base set, there was 102 cards. As you can tell from here, I'm just showing off my first edition Charizard so much in this video. So you see right here, it says 102. So there's 102 cards in base set. The first 16 cards in that set were the holographic cards. Now when you open up a base set, I'm just dropping knowledge, bam, bam, bam. When you open up a base set booster pack, there was about 1 in 3 chance that you're gonna get a holographic card. So those are the ones that everybody wanted to get. Another thing, which makes it likely that you have some of these base set cards in your collection is, base set came and that kind of sparked the whole Pokemania. So yeah, look through your collection, look through friends' collections, people that are selling cards, and these are the cards that you want to look for. So this is also me just showing off my collection. This right here, this is a non-holographic. So there was a 16 holographic rare, and then there is a lot of, I don't know the number of the non-holographic rares, but there was also non-holographic rares. These ones are PSA graded, okay? So PSA, they authenticate the card and they look at the condition of the card and they give it a grade 1 through 10, 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. If you want to collect, like base set is an awesome thing to collect because it's really easy to understand too. Like you have the holographic rares, you have the non-holographic rares, you have the diamonds, which are uncommon, and the circle, which are commons. And for the most part, that's how you know what card is going to be worth more than others. Though, like a lot of things, when people get really passionate about, certain cards and stuff, those cards will become, a little bit more, there's a bit more demand for a Pikachu than maybe other uncommon. So that's why you'll see Pikachu first edition, which I just had a second ago. Yeah, you'll see that maybe a Pikachu first edition is going to go for a lot more than a regular uncommon, and probably a lot more than maybe some rares even. So those big names, if you find them in base set, Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle, and they're what we call Pikachu, Charmander, Squirtle are called starters. That's related to the anime. And the big 3, Blastoise, Venusaur, and Charizard, those are also holographics. Those are ones that you want to find in here. These are 2 Blastoise. Those are, this is one of the big 3. Like Charizard is another one of the big 3. And then we'll see all the holographics in a little bit. Right now I'm just showing some of these PSA 9s. So, when you go through somebody's collection, you're most likely not going to see the cards already graded. But a good thing to know about graded cards is this is how you get all the value. So when you watch a lot of people like Leonhardt or other collectors like me, you'll most likely see somebody pull a pack of cards and then they'll list maybe what this card is at a 10, because that's where you're going to see all the money. When you see that a Charizard first edition just sold for like $300,000, $250,000, that was a graded card. That's not your card that's in your binder right now. It could potentially be, though it's very rare, because like I said before, a 10 needs to be like pristine. Even if you open up a pack, that doesn't mean that the card's going to come out as a 10. I'm pretty sure all these cards are probably just packed fresh. and they got 9s due to maybe centering or something else. I won't go too in depth in centering and stuff because I think I have in other videos. But yeah, so these are graded cards. If you want to start collecting base set, get them raw. That means they're not graded, or find them in a grade that you like. Like I like PSA 9 graded cards because they look really nice. All right, let's look at the cool stuff. Let's go through, let's look at these 16 holographic cards. These are the good cards. These are the cards that you want to find in somebody's collection, okay? So we'll start off right over here. We got Alakazam, Blastoise, and Chansey. You'll see on the bottom, those are 1, 2, and 3. Something that you want to know, and I'll go over this, I don't know how long this video is going to be, but there are variations of these. Like you saw before, where I showed the Shadowless and the first edition and so on. There's also variations of these cards. Like I have a whole video on error cards, and there are a lot of errors in base set. Errors being printing errors as little mistakes that some of the print runs had that go for a little bit more money. Like a common error that you'll find if you look in your collection for Blastoise is the no stage error. So right here, you see where it says put Blastoise on the stage 1 card, and this one says put Blastoise on the blank 1 card. That's an error card, Blastoise, and Blastoise being one of those big 3 cards, this error probably goes for a good amount. There's also an error for Chansey where it's called a hickey mark, or like a little heart stamp that a lot of people look for. That's a great error to find. Alakazams, people have found Alakazams with different coloring in the background, like more of a blue tint, as this one is like a purple tint. So that's pretty awesome. There's also a lot of red dots, like people call red dot errors. I don't know if I have them. It's not something that I'm really excited or I look for, but it's something that you can look for. Yeah, I don't think I have any in my collection. But what it is, it just looks like somebody had a pen or a marker and they just did a little red dot. It's usually somewhere on the bottom of the card. That's where I normally see it in people's collections. But yeah, some people collect those, so that could be something to look out for. But definitely all these cards, I have all these holographics in order. You see that this is a Shadowless, this is a Shadowless. Those usually go for quite a bit more than the regular unlimited set. So when you're looking at these, like if anyone were to show me this binder right here, like I said before, the big 3s are ones that you want. Chansey's a good card. Gyarados is awesome, but it also came in a theme deck. That means that instead of just buying a booster pack and having that 1 in 3 chance, there were a few cards: Mewtwo, Gyarados, Hitmonchan, Machamp. Those are the ones that I can think of at the top of my head. I think those are all of them. They came in starter decks and theme decks. So that means that you can find them in a booster pack, except for Machamp. The other ones you would find in booster packs, and you can buy them in a theme deck. So that means there's like this little thing that you could buy for like 30 bucks, came with 60 cards, and you're guaranteed to have that Gyarados in there. Or you buy another one, you're guaranteed to have Ninetales. That was the other one, Ninetales, guaranteed to have Hitmonchan, guaranteed to have Machamp. So those are ones that, unless they're in 10, they normally go for a little bit less than the other ones, as you can get them in starter decks. All right, so if we look down here, we have Hitmonchan, like I mentioned before. We have Machamp. Oh, I guess there is something that I haven't mentioned yet. When we look at the first edition stamps, say you're going through and you're looking at the first edition stamps, there's something called a thick stamp, a thin stamp, and a gray stamp. And I'll probably show them I'll show them up here. So each one of those gray stamps are normally the ones that are wanted the most. It's usually like when ink's running low on the printer or something, you'll get a first edition stamp that's really light. I'll also show a picture of a ghost stamp Pikachu right here. That's something that came in the theme decks, but a small print run in the theme decks, which makes them worth a whole lot of money because it's also a misprint. All right, so this should be 10, 11, 12 of the holographics. Yes, Mewtwo, Shadowless, it's pretty awesome. Like I said, you can tell right there. Nidoking, beautiful card. Ninetales, like I mentioned, these two came in theme decks, so they're awesome cards. But if I was looking at somebody's collection, I'd probably be a little bit more excited about something like the Venusaur and Raichu. Except for Poliwrath. I don't think Poliwrath came in a theme deck, but Poliwrath gets a lot of... not too many people really care about Poliwrath. It also has, I believe, a purple and a blue tinted variant of Poliwrath. But yeah, Poliwrath is usually known to be one of those just not worth as much as the other holographics in the set. Like I'm sure you saw Logan Paul's opening. You noticed that they were kind of bummed whenever they got a Polyrath. Though, I mean, it would be more exciting to get than a normal, not holographic card. It's just one of those. Alright, and then right here, we have a Zapdos, also Shadowless, and then we have a couple Blastoises. This one really beat up. So I guess that can bring me to another point. When you're looking at your collection and when you're looking at other people's collection, you really want to get a look at the cards, because that's where value comes in, like, big time. The difference between a played card, a lightly played card, a near mint card, and a graded card is drastically different. Now, I picked up this Blastoise probably for like $5 or $10 just because I like the artwork. I like Blastoises. Like, it's just something I really like. So it being beat up, it doesn't mean, you know, it doesn't detract a certain amount of value for me. Like, I like it, even though a lot of people probably wouldn't collect this. And that's what you need to know. People buy what they want, and a lot of people don't want to buy things that don't look good. So that's where the higher money is going to come from. Okay. I'll probably show some variations. Like I said before, that's why I have a bunch of PSA 9s. Alright, and then this is just more of my collection, just me showing off another really beat up Venusaur. We got a Nidoking, we got another Polyrath, we got a bunch of Machamps. See, like I said, whenever I go through people's collections, I see a whole bunch of Machamps. That's another thing. I don't know if I mentioned it or not. Machamp only comes in first edition. Alright, cancel that. Machamp, most of the time, like 99% of the time, you're going to see this in a first edition. If you have a non-first edition one, that'll be worth a whole lot of money, and it will have this back right here, Trainer Deck A. So Trainer Deck A, this is something that a lot of people don't know about. I also got this one, Trainer Deck B. So these are good cards. These are good cards if you have in your collection or finding somebody else's collection. These were sent out to like stores to teach people how to play the game, and they came with, the rare card was a Machamp, and the other rare card was a Blastoise. So those both have this really rare non-holographic variant where the back has that red border like we just saw, where I believe the Blastoise would have the B and the Machamp would have the A back. So those are good cards. Okay. Alright, so I think we're gonna make it kind of short like that. So yeah, when this is base set, so the good cards are those 16 holographic cards that I showed you right there. Some other good cards, like I showed you, is the Dragonair. You want to look at the bottom right hand corner, look for that star. Like I mentioned, Charmander, Squirtle, Bulbasaur, their evolutions, Ivysaur, Charmeleon, Wartortle, Pikachu. Those are all good cards. Those are the ones that you want to look for in your base set. Like I mentioned before, condition is just about everything, so you want to make sure they're in good condition as well. If you're just starting to collect, look for something like PSA 7 or PSA 8, all depending on what kind of money you're going to be putting in this hobby, because you can collect for still, you know, you don't have to spend thousands and thousands, and you can finish that base set if you want to in a lower PSA. Alright, thank you guys all so much for watching. If you have any questions about your collection, feel free to comment down below, or you can DM me on my Instagram, vintage_Pokemon_Hunter_bros, and yeah, send me a picture of your card. You can ask a question, I'll be happy to help out, or yeah, like I said before, leave a comment down below. Y'all have a good day. See you later.